Hello, my name is Maria and today I'll be talking about Tableau. So basically, I started working with Tableau and learning about it around the same time last year. I had to do some assignments for my information system class, and that was the first time I ever heard or came across Tableau. Frankly speaking, I found this program to be very useful and quite interesting, especially when it came to filtering out data. So to begin with, I'm going to launch my software, and once you do, this is what you should end up with. And in order to start a new project, you just go ahead and open a new workbook, and you want to go and basically import the data that you want to work with. And for me, it's the FIFA Excel file right here. And then I went ahead and I opened the data set, and this is what you should end up with. So you want to go ahead and create your first sheet in order to start filtering data however you like. And in order to do so, you want to go to New Worksheet right here and then hit that, and a new sheet, which is called Sheet 1, will appear. Once you do that, it's going to be a blank sheet. And for me, in this data set, for the first sheet, I wanted to basically see the body type of the players in corresponding to their potential and shot power. So I went ahead and I went to the body type, which is right here in dimensions, and I grabbed that to the columns. And since the data has a lot of body types, I went ahead and I edited the filter and selected 3 body types that I personally want to I want to look at. And I went ahead and I hit OK. And as you can see here, the 3 body types are showing on top, which is lean, normal, and stocky. And then since I wanted to look at the body types and corresponding to the potential and the shot power, I went ahead and went to measures, scroll down. This is potential right here, shot power right here. I went ahead, dragged those over to filters and rows. And I wanted to see, since I wanted to look at the average, it's going to appear with the sum. So you want to go ahead and go to measure and then select average, so you can basically see the average potential and average shot and corresponding to the body type. And once you hover over the bars, you can see that, for example, a lean body type, the average potential is 72 and like the average shot power is 55. And since I wanted it in 2 different colors for it to make it easier to understand the bars and the graphs and the data, I went ahead and went to measure names and dragged that over to colors. And as you can see here, the 2 colors appeared on the side. So if you basically want to change it, it's your preference, depending on your preference. So let's say, for example, shot power, I want to change it into something else. Let's say purple, hit OK. As you can see here, it's easy to change. And also for the graphs, you can also change how the graphs are showing or the bars however you like. For me, those bars made sense to me. That's what I selected. Moving on, you want to also open a new worksheet. So that's what I did. Went ahead, selected worksheet. But before I did that, I went ahead and I renamed the sheet that I have right now, body type, basically corresponding to the potential and shooting power. So for the sheet number 2, I went ahead and I wanted to look at the nationalities and corresponding to the age. So I went ahead and I dragged the nationalities. So you basically just scroll down here. This is nationality. I dragged it over to label because I wanted the countries to be showing out here. So I dragged it over to label, and then I also dragged it to color because I wanted each country to have its own distinctive color. So that's what I did. I did that, and then I went ahead and I dragged age from measures into this size right here and the filters. And like always, depending on your preference, however you want to look at it, I wanted to look at the average age of each nationality, and that's what I did. I went ahead and then hit measure, and then I averaged the age out. So again, with the bar, it's your choice. You can choose whatever bar basically makes more sense to you. For me, those bubbles made sense to me, so that's what I chose. And obviously there are more than these countries, but I went ahead and I edited the filters, and I basically just selected 19 out of the 164 values that were showing on the data set. So once you hover on whatever country you see here, it's going to show you the average age, and this is what we're looking at. And as you can see here, the average age of people who are basically older are Oman. And if you hover over, let's say, the other countries. So the average age, which is like the youngest for me, is like Zambia, which is 22, and the rest are basically 24 to 26. Moving on, I went ahead and I created a new worksheet, and here I wanted to basically see the height in corresponding to their sprinting speed. So I went ahead and I dragged the height from dimensions. I went ahead and dragged that to columns, and then I went to measures, and then I looked for the sprinting speed, which is right here. I dragged that to rows, and then again, I also want the average, so I went ahead to measures, and then I averaged the sprinting speed out. And since I want to basically have the height labels and I want to see the heights laid out in front of me and like the average sprinting speed, I went ahead and I dragged height over to colors because I want each height to have its distinctive color. And then I went ahead and dragged it to details. That way, once you basically hover on the bar, you can basically see the average sprinting speed, the average height, and it's also showing right here in the x-axis, and then in the y-axis you have your average sprinting speed. And again, you can also choose the graph that appeals to you and makes it easier for you to understand your data set more. And again, before moving, I went ahead and I renamed the sheet, which is height in correspondence to the average speed. So for a dashboard, the dashboard is a bit different than the sheet, so you're not basically creating any new data here. What you're doing is, so you go ahead and you can create a new dashboard from here. You click that. So this is the dashboard, and all your sheets are going to appear on the side right here. So what you want to do is you want to drag your graphs or like the sheets that you have, and you can basically arrange them however you like. You can move this, let's say here. You can put it on top, so you can move it however it appeals to you. And as you can see, the sheets that have been renamed are showing right here as the title. And then moving on, I went ahead and I created a storyboard. So for the storyboard, you go ahead and you hit story. So here, in order to basically further detail, explain in detail what I basically did, I just went ahead, dragged over my first sheet here, and then I named it difference in potential and shot power depending on the body type and so on, to make it easier for whoever looks at my data set to understand what I was trying to look for and what I did. And again, once you hover over each bar, it will tell you the body type and the average potential or the average shot power, and so on with the other one. So here I wanted to find the average age depending on the nationalities, and for my third one, I also wanted to see the difference in average sprinting speed and so on. And this is my dashboard overlay. So this is all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.